All right, we've got a really special treat for you today. We have a Citroen H van coming in for service. Just fired it up and it's going to bring it in the shop for a master cylinder replacement. So we're going to have fun bleeding, flushing, and installing a new master cylinder. These are such classic vans. I'm going to back up here and let them pull in. So pretty. Look at that thing. Who could not love that ugly face? Stella, you gotta move. Stella, you gotta move. Stella, come on, out of the way. Out of the way. Here it comes. Hey, Stella, come here. Come here. Good girl. I know you like the Citroen H van. I just don't want you to get run over. Okay, I'm gonna guide him in. Stella, come here. Come on, get out of the way. Good girl. All right, let's get to work. Okay, so today we're working on the 1978 H van. It looks much older than that. Supposedly it's registered as a 1972. And specifically, we're looking at the brakes. It has finned, actually the fronts are finned cast iron, and the rears are finned cast iron. I thought they were aluminum. I guess they're all finned cast iron. Anyhow, it's four-wheel drum brakes all the way around, 1978. And we're replacing the master cylinder. And the master cylinder is located here under the front driver's compartment, underneath and sort of right just beyond the steering gear. So right directly under the pedal, underneath where the driver's foot may be. And you can see the new master cylinder is in. It's directly connected to the pedal. That's this arm right here is your pedal. Goes to a fulcrum, which then goes directly to the master cylinder, which presses it backwards. It's a one-line master cylinder, which then breaks into three lines, two for the front and one for the rear. Wanted to show a couple other interesting features of these brakes. They are finned cast iron drums. It is front wheel drive, and the emergency brake is attached to the front wheels via this cable that goes to a fulcrum next to the front seat, and it basically pinches these arms together, which pushes the shoes out. It's kind of a neat, simple way to engage your e-brake. You can see the front control arm suspension here and also the front wheel drive. These tubes here are the shock and/or they're not torsion bars. It's the spring mechanism, but it's full of hydraulic oil. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but that's what supports the weight of the van. The engine is a four-cylinder inline in front of the transaxle, and the muffler is right here under the grill, right under the crankshaft. The exhaust system exits right about where Yo is there, underneath the middle of the vehicle. And what else was I going to show you? It gives the vehicle a complete flat floor, complete flat load floor for whatever your business might be. So I thought I might just share some of those technical tidbits with you. We're going to get to work on putting this new master cylinder in and greasing all the joints. Every one of the upper and lower ball joints are dry. You can see there's a bit of rust there on the inner control arm there. We've got to figure out how to keep that from damaging itself. Pretty unique little vehicle. All the drivetrain is located basically front seat forward. Has a really forward facing front nose. Pretty cool. All right, so we're continuing working on our Citroen H van. We got the brakes all bled, adjusted. It was a bigger job than I thought. A lot of the shoes inside the drums weren't contacting. They were just a quarter inch away, so we had a low pedal. It took a while to bleed them out, and the way you bleed them is through these adjusters on the back side here. A light just right here. That's an eccentric cam that adjusts this brake shoe, and there's another one up top that adjusts the other brake shoe. And for the front, we figured out the brake shoes were so worn that the e-brakes had to be adjusted closer to the drum surface, and then use the adjusters behind here, forward and aft, to then get the shoes closer to the drum. That brought our pedal way back, firm and high. We greased all the Zerk fittings for the drive shaft, upper and lower ball joints. They were pretty plugged. We got them cleaned up. And we also patched the exhaust system. As I mentioned earlier, the exhaust runs forward through a muffler along the side underneath the driver and goes through a new patch which was broken off there, and it exits right there under the middle of the vehicle. This is where the exhaust terminates, right in front of the spare tire area. Pretty clean rig underneath here. It's not rusty at all, which is really nice to see. A lot of these that I've seen online are really rusted back here in the suspension areas. That is a double trailing, I think it's a double torsion tube. I think there's 2 torsion bars within that tube, if I'm not mistaken. These are the adjustments for that. That's the rear suspension. And there's just swing arms off to the right and left for the rear. Citroen had it figured out. They got a nice flat corrugated floor for loading, very easy access, and low floor height. There's nothing really to get in the way of your job. The wheel wells are very unencumbering, and lots of storage spaces and neat features to the corrugated sides. Really a neat vehicle. Get the wheels on and see how she rolls. Okay, so we got the H fan all fixed up. See if they can pull it out of there. A little cold-blooded. See it out in the daylight. Stella, you want to see the H fan come out of the garage? Look at that thing. It's so ugly, it's beautiful. So he's doing a brake test. Rear brakes seem like they're working good. It's got a little bit of exhaust leak, sounds like. I'm going to open the gate for him. Annual service day. Like the brakes are working good. How do those brakes sound?
Actually, doesn't have to.
Doesn't go all the way to the floor?
No, it's just really little.
Okay, good. Yeah, your exhaust is leaking a little bit. I can hear it kind of puttering. We've got to fix that next time. Sounds like it's coming from the front.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what was saying.
Oh, yeah.
No idea where it's coming
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right.
from. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Enjoy your day. Yep. All right, we'll see you later. There he goes. Happy man with happy van. That thing is so awesome. He's so happy. He says the brakes have never felt as good ever since he's owned the van. I think he's had it for 10 years. It's awesome. That thing is a riot. I love that thing. Off he goes.